Here we are, day number 2. About midday, we're trying to get this other roof off. We are getting ready for our 10 tabs and our number 30. Let's take a look at what's going on. Pretty windy up here today, so we're going to try to do the best that we can. It's very windy. But earlier we came up on the roof and we still had a lot of shingles on, so we've already got those off. And then over here we're going to be just taking a quick look at the nailing inspection. Again, every portion of the roof has got to go through this. It's extremely important that this is done right. We've already completed this nailing. Now, if you look real close at the nailing here, the nail pattern, there's the nail now. We get a little bit closer. There's a nail here, just every couple of inches. We have re-nailed this entire deck all the way up, right here. All of these have been re-nailed all the way up, all the way down. Both sides have got to be done to ensure that this structure is sound and that this plywood is down. This is one of the most important parts to getting this deck ready for the number 30. As you see, there's a lot of nails down here now, and that's the way that it has to be. 1 inch a minimum of every 4 inches. The deck is now clean. It's ready. We have a new gooseneck or another roof vent that we're putting in here. We've now removed both of the vents that were here earlier. We've got those guys out of here. We've got some new plywood decking down. We've had a little bit of rotten wood, not a whole lot on this house, which was actually surprising. Here you see some plywood that's been replaced, and I know that on the flat deck we're just now beginning to take out the plywood that's here, and we're going to replace it back now with some 1x5 tongue and groove. Several places here that have to be done. I think there's a little place right over here that has to be done. But other than that, it's going extremely well. It's moving fast. We're hoping to be out of here later on this evening and go ahead and get ready for our 10 tab, what's called the 10 tab inspection, where the inspector is going to come out and he's going to inspect the placement of the nails. He's going to find out that we've used the right paper. He's going to come out. He's going to inspect to make sure that the material that's on this job site is the same material that is on that permit application that we've been approved for. So later on today, we're going to be able to put down a few shingles and get ready for in progress. Here in a few minutes, we're going to be able to go ahead and get this flat deck put down. And the method is actually, of course, is going to be a BUR roof system. And down here, this is actually the machine that heats up that asphalt and gets it ready to come up here on this roof. I've got a couple of hours before it's hot enough. But once it gets hot, we'll give you an in progress on it, show you how it's done. Till later, we'll talk to you. Here we are, we're still on day 2. We're still trying to get the paper down now. We have done our deck inspections. Those are finished. We've re-nailed the entire substrate of the roof. The deck that I'm standing on now is a flat deck. We're going to do a BUR built up on it here in just a few minutes. It'll be an hour or so. But right now, I want to take just a minute to tell you about the contractor is dependent upon his roofers. Very, very important. I've learned this after 22 years of being a roofing contractor, that I am no good aside of the men that work for me. Men can be fast and they can be good, but if they are not sufficient in doing the job according to code, they're absolutely useless to us. But when we select our roofers that work for us, they are contractor grade roofers. That means that every man that works for me could be qualified to go out and get themselves a roofing license if they desired one. So now I'm going to step out of the way just for a minute, and we're going to watch these men put down what's called the 10 tag. They're very, very fast at this. They have to be. If not, this small area here consists of a couple of thousand 10 tags. A 10 tag is just a small disc that's made out of aluminum about the size of a 50-cent piece, and through the top of it is a ring shanked, galvanized 1.25" hot dip nail. That's a lot of details for nails, but in Dade County, that's exactly what we have to use because they are on the NOA. So now let's just step back for a few minutes and let's just let these men work. And that, my friends, is professional grade roofers tin tagging a roof. They are fast. They're not just fast, but they're extremely, extremely accurate in the placement of those tabs. You've seen that we've only been filming here just for a minute or two, and these men are absolutely putting these tin tags down. They're right in line. They're not missing any. They're putting them where they got to go. Dade County's going to be satisfied, but more than that, knowing that the roofers that work for Kenneth Russell Roofing are going to do it right, they're going to put it exactly the way it needs to be done. We're not so much worried about the county because we're going to do right by the county by choice. They're absolutely going to ensure that we do them a good job. But more than that, these homeowners are absolutely going to get the best roof that their money can buy. And if pre-adventure, this 135-mile-an-hour duration roof does blow off in a category, it'll have to be an extremely high Category 4 storm, possibly a Category 5 storm to remove this roof. But if it does, as you can see, there's no amount of wind going to take off this paper. This paper is going to be here, thus the integrity of the internal parts of the house, the sheetrock, the walls, the woods, the studs, everything that's inside the house is still going to be intact because it's being protected by this water barrier that we're now putting on. But this, my friends, this is exactly how it's supposed to be done. You've seen they have roofed. This is about 1,200 square feet, and in the next 6 or 7 minutes, this roof is going to be ready for an inspection once we put the metal on. But this is the way it's supposed to go down right here. And the funny thing is that I have the other roofers working on something else right now, and if they were all putting down the paper, it would have been done just 6 or 7 minutes after I got the video started on installing this paper. It's all about the homeowner and the protection of their property. As you can see, though, this is a vast amount of tin tags. They're all galvanized. And the men do extremely good work at Kenneth Russell Roofing. Unlike a lot of companies, we want the referrals. We want our customers to be happy when they're done. To put a roof on, in any case, is not cheap, especially in South Florida. This is probably the highest place in the United States to have a roof put on. You can buy a car for what it costs to put a roof on here. But if you're going to have to spend the money, and you do, you need to hire a contractor licensed and insured with good roofers that work for them. Roofers that are mechanics, that know what they're doing. Right now, that is the installation of a gooseneck vent for the dryer.